Hello, amazing entrepreneurs, and welcome to today's video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Amazon posts, and specifically two important updates relating to Amazon posts. The first is an announcement that Amazon made just last week about a brand new placement for Amazon posts specifically, which can make this even more advantageous than before. And then second is a personal update about an experiment that I ran almost exactly 1 year ago with Amazon posts. And I'm going to be sharing my results, which are pretty crazy, and ultimately keep everything to the point and as valuable as possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. So if you're not already familiar, Amazon posts are essentially social media for Amazon. What they are is an image, usually a lifestyle image of your product being used or just, your product. A little caption with some text highlighting maybe a certain feature or benefit of your product. And then when someone sees this on Amazon, they can click and that will direct them to your Amazon product detail page. Currently, Amazon posts are only available for US sellers that are brand registered. So if you are selling in the United States and you are brand registered, you should have access to Amazon posts, but first you'll need to make sure that they are enabled in order for you to use them. And up to this point, there are three main areas where your Amazon posts will appear once you publish. So the first is your brand feed that is a part of your Amazon storefront. The second are category-specific feeds to your product category. And the third are your own as well as your competitors' product detail pages. And just last week, Amazon announced that they'll be introducing a new placement on product detail pages. Now, they left it a little bit vague. They didn't necessarily mention if it's just going to be your own product detail page, kind of like maybe enhanced brand content or some kind of specific section of your listing, or it's also going to be a special part where you can show up in your competitors' listings as well. But the fact that they're making an announcement about this, there's good indication that this is going to be a new placement for your own product listing, as well as potentially on your competitors' listing, which can make it very, very powerful to steal market share and ultimately dominate your niche. So if you haven't created posts already, all you have to do to be eligible for this new placement is to create 10 posts. That's it. So number one, by creating 10 posts, you'll already be eligible on their own, each kind of individually, to appear in the other three kind of sections that we already mentioned. And then once you have 10 approved posts published, then you'll automatically be eligible for this new, a little bit mysterious section that Amazon has now allocated, which you definitely want to get ahead of the curve on, especially in preparation for Q4. And some best practices for creating Amazon posts, both from Amazon's own words as well as my own experience, are number one, use lifestyle images. Now, you may have already created some lifestyle images with your product photographer. Great. Take those images that you have in your listing or that you've already created, go ahead and use those for your Amazon posts. You can reuse images. So just because you use an image once doesn't mean it's done. So if you want to create, for example, 1,000 Amazon posts, you don't have to have 1,000 different images. You could hypothetically use that same image 1,000 times. However, you do want to diversify your posts to see ultimately what works best, what resonates. So number one is using your existing Amazon images. Number two, very simple to do, reach out to micro influencers on Instagram that relate to your niche and have a beautiful feed, meaning, beautiful posts that they create. Give them your product for free in return for some beautiful lifestyle images, and that's a very inexpensive way to get some amazing content. Once you have your images for each post, then for your caption, what I'd recommend doing is keeping it short. Having shorter captions, in my experience, greatly reduces the risk of getting your posts disapproved. There's no issue with getting your posts disapproved other than you just basically have to tweak your posts a little bit, re-upload, and see if it gets approved again. In my experience, Amazon's a bit glitchy when it comes to this. All of the posts that we create for our own brand all follow Amazon's guidelines. However, for some reason, some posts that are almost identical to each other, one gets approved, the other one doesn't. I make a small tweak, either with changing out the image, changing a few words in the caption, and then it gets approved. So for whatever reason, keep shorter captions. This is gonna ensure that more of your posts are gonna automatically get approved and just less headache. That's really the only saver there. And then also with your caption, from what I found from my personal experience, is to try to include your main product keyword, either category specific or product specific keyword that's gonna help with distribution so Amazon better understands what your post is about and then show it to customers who are searching for those specific keywords. Again, I don't have definitive data to show that this definitely helps, but I will share my results here in just a second. Also with captions, what I recommend, like I said, just keeping it one sentence. highlight on the most important features and benefits of your product. So what are your kind of top 5 benefits? What are your top 5 features? Those 5 together, that's 10 different captions that you have, each about maybe 1 sentence long. Really simple, but you have a beautiful lifestyle image. You have, very important benefits-based or features-based caption with your main keywords in there that it's gonna help with distribution. And then lastly, go ahead and you can either, if you're creating a bunch in bulk, you can either post immediately, or what I'd recommend is if you're posting in bulk and just creating a bunch at once, is you can actually schedule out. So I like to do 1 post per day per product. And if you are not yet sold on Amazon Posts and you wanna give this a try, what I recommend doing just to get started, for the next 10 days, create 10 Amazon posts. Very, very simple to do. It's really not that difficult. And just make sure you have 10 approved posts by the end of this month. That'll get you in a really great position to be eligible for this new position and just get some additional traffic and basically run a very simple test to see if Amazon posts are maybe worth it for you. Now, this all sounds pretty and great. However, are Amazon posts worth the time and effort to do, or is this just another shiny object that's gonna keep you from your brand's goal? So like I said before, last year I ran an experiment where I posted once per day per product for 5 of my top selling products. And I spent a total of 7 hours over this 30-day period, planning, creating the posts, going back in and, kind of tweaking and approving posts that were originally disapproved. And ultimately, to keep it simple, I put in 7 hours of work. Right after that month, I tracked the next 30 days to see, okay, over the next 30 days, what kind of results am I getting? And with Amazon posts, when you go to the Amazon Post dashboard, you can actually see the total number of impressions that your posts are getting, the total number of clicks that they're getting, so you can get a general sense of, at least the overall results, your efforts, your total resources in are delivering back. And within that kind of 30-day to 60-day window, I really didn't see much traffic to my listing. So I thought, forget it, I'm done with Amazon posts. These really don't get great results. And literally this month, for some reason, I was just thinking about Amazon posts after this update, and I thought, I wonder if my Amazon posts have performed any better than the last time I checked. So what I did is I went to my Amazon post dashboard, I looked at the past year worth of data, and I was shocked to find that 7 hours of effort that I put in almost a year ago has now generated over 2,000 clicks to my Amazon listings that are associated with those posts that I created. And for perspective, my Amazon PPC costs on average are 75-cent cost per click. So on average, I pay 75 cents for every click to my Amazon listing with Amazon PPC advertising, right? So I can kind of use that as a benchmark. Okay, so 75-cent cost per click multiplied by 2,000 clicks, versus my 7 hours that I put in. For me, it's very much worth it. And it's even more worth it. Another little hack or tip is literally over the past 2 weeks, I've now hired a VA to automate this entire process of planning, creating posts, reapproving posts, all of that every single day for all of our products to really scale this up. And of course, I'm going to be making updates about these results once they start coming in a little bit more here, maybe in the next couple of months. And for perspective, I've hired this VA on for $5 per hour. And based on historic performance, I can expect that for every $5 that I spend or invest through this VA to drive up to $225 or more worth of clicks to my Amazon listing, again, based on my Amazon PPC data as a metric. Now, let's just say that when someone actually finds my Amazon post and clicks on it, maybe they're less likely to buy than someone who sees an ad and clicks on that. And guess what? That's totally fine, because even if my Amazon post clicks convert at a small fraction of what my Amazon PPC converts, it's still so worth it. $5 in and a potential $225 out worth of clicks to my listing, I'll do that all day. Now, with this being said, I recently made a LinkedIn post about this because I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What is everyone else seeing? And with a few of my connections, fellow consultants and sellers as well, reached out back to me, and some said, yep, we're getting great results with this client. Others said, hey Sumner, we're not really seeing the same results with our clients. So results definitely, of course, they do vary for probably a number of factors, your product category, how often you're posting, and all of that. But for me, with my data, for the next time being, for this next period, definitely the rest of this year, we're going to be going heavy on Amazon posts. We're going to be checking back in to see, hey, is it still worth it? If there's ever a point where the output is not justified by the input, or vice versa, then we'll kind of maybe hold back a little bit. And of course, if that ever happens, I'll be making an update. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. And I hope you found this valuable. If you have any other questions or maybe something that I didn't answer, please let me know in the comment section, or let me know the results that you're finding with Amazon posts. Again, post those in the comment section, and feel free to join our amazing Escape Plan Facebook group. Link to that and everything else that I mentioned will be in the description section as always. And if you like the video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Like I said, consider subscribing for more Amazon FBA news, tutorials, case studies, and all that good stuff. And as always, thanks so much for watching. God bless you and your business, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.